Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to New Crown Wrestling. Our first match of today is a tag team match between the Heartthrobs, Al Snow and Mike Von Erich versus Dale VZ and Eric MB. This first match is going to be a win for the Heartthrobs. They got a wrestling rating of 31, a crowd rating of 17, and a segment rating of 35. Al Snow and Mike Von Erich got in the 20s, where Eric Vesey and Eric MB and Dale VZ, I can't say these guys' names for some reason, got the high 30s. It looks like Mike and Al did poor with their gimmicks, and also they are not good together. Al Snow and Miss Elizabeth, who I will say is the Heartthrobs manager, has no chemistry. So it looks like we're probably gonna split these two up already after the first ever pairing of them, and then we're gonna have probably Miss Elizabeth stay with Mike Von Erich. After that match, we get Big Van Vader defeating Tony Stetson in a brutal match where Vader just kind of basically gave complete offense, no defense for Tony Stetson. With the Vader had a performance of 25 and Tony Stetson had a 10, wrestling rating of 17, crowd of 1. They did not really care for that, which that's unfortunate. And then a segment rating of 6. And then afterwards, we have a promo from Jim Cornette, who is Vader's manager at the moment, and he says, "That's right, folks, listen up, because Mama Cornette has outdone herself this time. She's gone and got me the ultimate weapon, the kind of powerhouse you only see on the big screen. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the strongest man alive, the fastest big man in all professional wrestling. His name is Vader." This ain't just a wrestling match. Oh no, this is a warning shot, a taste of what's coming. This so-called promotion is about to be put on the map, and it's all thanks to Big Van Vader. So don't get it twisted. This is just a pit stop, a warm-up. When we're done showing you what real dominance looks like, we're packing up and heading to the big leagues, Vince McMahon and the WWF, where Vader will finally get some competition worthy of his name. So enjoy it while it lasts, because Vader isn't here to play nice. He's here to conquer, destroy, and prove once and for all why he's the man who changes the game everywhere he goes. So we had that promo there with Jim Cornette, and then Vader looking intimidated in the side. Now I wish we could get rid of it, but Kevin Sullivan's in there because, spoiler alert, that's how the feud's gonna go, Kevin Sullivan. But I wish they didn't show up like they do in the previous games. But this got a segment rating of 37. I think this did okay. I mean, we're white hot crowd heat, so I think this is working out. It's tough to tell because we're such a small company, but obviously we're showing Vader here as a very strong, dominant force who hopefully will be the future of the company. But up next we have the Rockers defeating Terry Gibbs and Randy Mulkey. I tried. Yeah, so the Rockers, obviously, this is Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, very young Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, so this is going to be fun to play around with here. Very hot crowd heat, wrestling rate of 32, crowd rating of 7, a segment rating of 33. I guess the crowd was they just don't care about much, I guess. But this was a steal of show match, and I think it did its job. I mean, it was a good rating. Randy and Terry Gibbs got 26 to 22, where Marty Jannetty got a 40, and Shawn Michaels a 38. Wow, this is not expected, where Marty Jannetty's doing a little bit better here. But after the match, the two stand tall, and they cut a promo here where Shawn Michaels says, "Whoa, did you feel that, Marty? Did you feel that energy?" And then Marty says, "Oh, Shawn, I felt it. The crowd felt it. And you better believe that every team in that locker room felt it too." Shawn Michaels says, "You see, Rocker Nation, this is just the beginning. Tonight was more than just another match. It was a statement. Marty and I didn't lace up our boots to be just another tag team. We're here to show the world that tag team wrestling can be the heartbeat of this business. We're talking innovation, high-flying excitement, and a connection with all of you like no one else can bring." And then Marty says, "Shawn and I grew up dreaming about this moment, dreaming about standing right here, proving that tag team wrestling isn't just an afterthought, it's the future. And we don't just want to be a part of it, we want to define it. We want to raise the bar so high that no one can touch it." Then Shawn says, "We're talking headlining shows, stealing the spotlight, and showing the world that when you see the Rockers on that marquee, you're about to witness something special. You're about to witness the evolution of tag team wrestling." Marty says, "So to every team out there, whether you've been champions before or you're just starting out, we want you to know that the Rockers are coming for you, and we're coming to set the standard for what tag team wrestling should be." Shawn says, "So buckle up, because the ride's just getting started. We're the Rockers, and we're about to show the world that the future of tag team wrestling is here. and it's looking a whole lot like us. And then they drop the ropes, they drop the mics, they climb the ropes, and they're posing for the crowd as they're cheering and their music hits. It's got a 7 rate of 29. Looks like Marty and Sean both worked well with improvising, and Michaels is getting better at his gimmick. And this was very hot, so we're actually doing really well, keeping the crowd hot here. And then we had Jason Knight defeat Carl Styles in a 5-minute match with a wrestling rating of 18, crowd rating of 3, segment rating of 18. The crowd's really not into it. I'm not used to that. Is that normal for local to global? Not sure. But anyways, the crowd, he was very hot. Cowabunga defeated Mean Mike. I saw this and I had to do it. So we got Cowabunga here, and he defeated Mean Mike. I don't know if I can check on him. No, I can't. I'll show you him in a second, but he's a high-flying guy, so it'd be cool to have in the features. Not a lot of those around in the 80s. But this was a wrestling rating of 29, crowd rating of 3, segment rating of 31. He actually did pretty good too with a ring performance of 31, where Mean Mike had a performance of 26. And looks like Cowabunga's gimmick was good, but Mean Mike's gimmick was awful. After that match, we have The Breed, who is Nick Kinitsky and then Paul Diamond, come out. And they say, all right, settle down. Let's get one thing straight. Earlier tonight, we had to sit through a little pep rally the Rockers put on. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty out here talking about their dream of being the team that defines the future of wrestling. Really? The future? Diamond laughs mockingly as Kinitsky shakes his head in disgust. And then Paul Diamond says, listen, boys, we don't care how many flips you can do, how fast you can run, or how loud the crowd cheers for you. Wrestling isn't about how good you look or how flashy your moves are. Wrestling is about power. It's about breaking your opponents down piece by piece, and that is exactly what The Breed does better than anyone else. Kinitsky says, the Rockers want to play heroes, huh? They want to talk about innovation and excitement. Well, let me tell you something, kids. Innovation doesn't win championships. Dominance does. And when you step into the ring with us, you're stepping into our world. A world where speed and flash won't save you from the beating that's coming. The crowd boos, and Kinitsky glares out at them. And then Kinitsky says, Shawn, Marty, you think you're special because you can get these people to cheer for you? Newsflash. Their cheers won't mean a damn thing when you leave staring at the lights. You might have them fooled, but we see right through you. You're not the future. You're just another couple of names waiting to be crushed under the Breed's boots. So here's the deal. If you two have the guts to step in the ring with us, we'll show you what the real standard of tag team wrestling looks like. No flips, no tricks, no hype. Just pure, unrelenting dominance. The Rockers can talk about dreams all they want, but the Breed is here to turn those dreams into nightmares. Diamond lowers the mic, smirking at Kinitsky, steps forward for one final shot. Shawn, Marty, enjoy your moment while it lasts, because when the Breed gets our hands on you, the only thing you'll be remembered for is how fast you fell. The Breed's music hits as they stand tall in the ring, soaking in the boos with smug satisfaction, sending a clear message that the Rockers' high-energy antics are no match for their raw power and intensity. Looks like Paul and Nick got good gimmicks, which is great. Well, great gimmicks, which is great. Paul struggled going off script, and then so did Nick as well, so that kind of bombed. We're still very hot, which is important. In a wild brawl with superb wrestling and good heat, which is our main event, by the way, I forgot to say. Brickhouse Brown defeated Hercules Hernandez with a missile drop kick. This got a wrestling rating of 42, a crowd of 20, and a sigma rating of 51. Brickhouse Brown had a 25 performance, where Hercules had a 59. Should have known Hercules was going to do better, but I guess I didn't. But Brickhouse Brown debuted his gimmick, which was an initial rating of awful for Hercules. Debuted his with a rating of adequate. After that match, Brickhouse, fresh off his victory, exudes charisma as he grabs a mic. He struts around the ring, flashing his trademark grin and soaking in the crowd's reaction. Then he says, did you see that? Did you feel that? Because let me tell you, you are looking at the most exciting man in the ring today. Oh yeah, I said it. There ain't nobody, and I mean nobody, who can outshine old Brickhouse. You want to talk skill? I got it. You want to talk about style? I'm dripping in it. You want to talk about popularity? Look around, baby. This crowd knows I'm the main attraction. The crowd reacts with a mix of cheers and boos, but Brickhouse continues unfazed. You can bring anybody out from the back, from the front row, or even from another galaxy. They can't match what Brickhouse brings to the ring. So to anyone out there who thinks they got what it takes, step up. But remember this, when you try to knock down the house, you better be ready for the Brickhouse to come crashing down on you. Brickhouse drops the mic theatrically as the crowd buzzes. Tugboat storms to the ring. The crowd erupts. He grabs a mic and his booming voice cuts through the arena. Hold up there. Hold on. Sorry to interrupt, but I couldn't let this boat sail without dogging to deliver a message of my own. Brickhouse Brown, I heard your little speech earlier about being the most exciting thing to ever step in this ring. Tugboat smiles and flexes, the crowd reacting with a mix of cheers and laughs. Now don't get me wrong, kid, you got the flash, you got the flair, but let me tell you something. When it comes to muscle, when it comes to power, I'm the anchor of the ship, and I ain't gonna let you run around here without someone putting you in your place. The crowd cheers louder as Tugboat paces the ring, pointing to the stage. So what's it gonna be, Brickhouse? You gonna keep running your mouth, or are you ready to see what happens when the tide turns and you're stuck in the deep water with this big tug? Tugboat slams the mic down as the crowd roars, clearly anticipating a confrontation between the two, and then they start to brawl, which is separated by the officials there as the show goes off air. This one did pretty poorly with a 17. The crowd heat was very hot still at the end, so but these two guys did not do too well. I definitely expected a lot of this to go better, but I'm not sure. I think everyone did pretty bad without a script, so I'm gonna script it. I don't know why. I always forget to do that. Brickhouse actually did good. Wait. With no script to follow, his dialogue was a mess, but he worked well with the crowd. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But that's gonna be our show, so let's go ahead and finish. We actually gained popularity in one region. Show fell flat because you didn't meet the pre-show requirement for creative energy. Oh, that's right. So I need to find a booker because I am who am I? I'm Tim White. I wanted to do someone that had no booking skill, reputation, nothing. So that's what I did. I don't really know why I picked him, I guess, specifically, but I did him. He's also kind of helped because he's good at refereeing. He also has almost no popularity. He's got one in a couple places, but that means we don't have to pay him as much. 100 it's 100 a month, which I'm going to be doing 2 shows a month. So that's like 50 a show, which is pretty much around what I'm paying people. Some people are making a little bit more. I'm just going to see how it goes. Yeah, so you can see the roster here with how much they're making. It's not, I think we'll be okay, hopefully. We lost a lot of money. Well, I'm doing free tickets. I'll do it probably one more time, and then we might move it down to we'll probably do it now. We should probably do free, very cheap. Well, we should be making some money. We're just gonna see what happens. Guys, I cannot wait to show you what I got in the mail today. W Dragonade is dragon fruit, pink strawberry, and lemonade. This is the first time I'm gonna be trying this, so I'm going to try it in my new W shaker cup. Now you want to take a spoonful, nice even little scoop here. Let it go in the cup. Give it a nice and good shake. And then we're gonna give it a try here. Delicious. It's a nice even blend of all the different flavors that you're gonna get through here. It is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin filters and don't use artificial dyes. W contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropic, and 150 milligrams caffeine. If you are interested, go to w.gg and use code MindsetTEW for 10% off. That's code MindsetTEW for 10% off, and you'll be supporting the Mindset TEW channel. On the second edition of New Crown Wrestling, we start the show with the Midnight Express defeating the Heartthrobs, a new look Heartthrobs, with Mike Von Erich and Paul Roma, who have zero chemistry, and Paul Roma also has zero chemistry with Miss Elizabeth. So this is just going absolutely nowhere with having the Heartthrobs as a tag team. But got a 7 rating of 38, crowd rating of 26, and a 7 rating of 48. Bobby Ian had a 54, and Dennis Condrey had a performance of 61. Obviously, it's the Midnight Express. They're going to do fantastic. Paul Roma got a ring performance of 17. Mike got a performance of 22. These guys aren't doing too well. Paul Roma, I think he's got potential to do pretty good. Obviously, Mike Von Erich, never did really too well. I was kind of just hoping to kind of put him with someone good, and then that's kind of elevates him. But it's not really working because he's got chemistry with absolutely nobody. Mike was off his game. Paul Roma was off his game. This is just kind of sucked. 48, that was a really good match. And then, yeah, Paul Roma doesn't want Elizabeth as his manager. But anyways, in the next match, the Breed defeat the Rockers. Now, during this match, there is a ref bump, and Nick Kinitsky will hit Marty Jannetty in the back with a chair, and then or Shawn Michaels, I guess, probably better, yeah, will hit Shawn Michaels with a chair, leading Paul Diamond to go up and submit him. Looks like Shawn was head and shoulders above everybody else with a performance of 41. He's doing really well now. The last one wasn't great, but now Marty's not performing well with 31. Still really good though. Paul Diamond with a 19, where Nick had a 27. Everyone's doing pretty okay. 7 rating of 33 is pretty average. Wrestling rating of 29 and a crowd rating of 9. After this match, we see Nick Kinitsky and Paul Diamond standing over Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, celebrating their undeserved win because they're a bunch of cheaters. Struggled going off script. I forgot to change it. God dang it. I'm gonna go change that right now so I don't forget. Hold on. Angle dialogue should be scripted. And then where's the next promo? Hold on. Okay, Jim Cornette wants to work on that script. Okay, we'll just keep going. Okay, we'll go. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so anyways, after that, Hercules Hernandez defeats Jerry Valiant and Charlie Fulton in a triple threat match. Hercules Hernandez was head and shoulders above everyone else. We know that he's pretty good. Jerry Valiant was the weakest link. He's not even signed. Now there's Charlie, so I'm not too worried about that. I just need to people to fill out the card. But actually, Charlie did pretty good, so I might sign Charlie. This had a wrestling rating of 39, crowd rating of 16, segment rating of 48. I can definitely tell that this is already way better than our last show, which is nice to see. But Jerry had a performance of 25, still not terrible. Hercules had a performance of 53, and Charlie had a performance of 40 with a crowd rating was very hot, crowd heat, sorry. And then after this match, we have Jim Cornette and Vader comes out. Jim Cornette with his trademark tennis racket, arrogant smirk plastered across his face as the crowd rains down boos. He's soaking in it. Then he goes, all right, shut your mouths and open your ears because the great Jim Cornette has something to say. I've been sitting back watching this so-called locker room, and you know what I see? A pack of old dogs. Yeah, a bunch of mutts who should have been put out to pasture years ago. The crowd erupts in jeers as Cornette laughs. Y'all can't run with the big dogs anymore. You're slow, you're tired, and clinging to the glory days that everyone has already forgotten. But lucky for you, old Corny brought a real star to this dump. A beast, a monster, a juggernaut. His name is Vader, and tonight, just like every other night, he's gonna remind all of you why this locker room ain't got a prayer as long as we're here. Cornette wags his tennis racket at the camera. So keep barking, old timers, because when Vader steps into the ring, it ain't just lights out, it's curtains. And if any of you fossils think that you got what it takes to stop him, come on down, I dare ya. Cornette stomps out of the ring. The crowd boos louder, and then we have Vader's match coming up, but this got a 7 rating of 47. I'm pretty proud. well, this one's not, I'm not too proud of this one, but Big Van Vader defeats Ali Bey with a wrestling rating of 23, crowd rating of 11, segment rating of 15. I mean, it's just squash matches. I'm not sure how much this is going to hurt the show overall, but I think hopefully it's going to get Vader over, you know, I mean, in real life it would have. Crowd heat was very hot, so Vader had a performance of 27, where Ali was at 18. I'm not too concerned, but after that, Jim Cornette, after he destroys Ali, he's standing over the body while Jim Cornette is celebrating with joy, you know, super emoting like crazy. He's super excited, and he grabs the mic. He's like, "Didn't I tell you? This is what happens when the unstoppable force meets a locker room full of pathetic has-beens. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can touch Vader." And then they both run off very, very excited. But then the lights go out in the arena. And then Kevin Sullivan appears, his voice low and ominous. He stares directly into the camera, his expression cold and unyielding. And he says, "Every monster thinks it's indestructible until it's not. Cornette, your beast is nothing more than flesh and blood, and like every other creature it can bleed." He takes a slow step forward, his tone growing darker. "Remember this, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and when Vader falls, it won't just be a beast that's broken, it'll be you too. Enjoy the reign of your monster while it lasts, because soon, you'll see one truth no man can escape. Every monster has its day, and for Vader, that day is coming." Sullivan glares into the camera before disappearing into shadows, leaving the audience with a chilling sense of foreboding. It's got a segment rating of 38. I wish it would do better. Kelvin Sullivan debuted and got a poor gimmick, so I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna tweak it. I think we'll mess with it. I guess we'll have to change it, but I'm gonna have to mess with it to figure it out. He's kind of a fan's own, because that's kind of what he is at the moment. He's kind of out of his element because he's supposed to be a heel, but I want to play with this veteran kind of thing, and I felt like he was the best one, so we'll play with it. Yeah, I think that might be why it's hurting a little bit, because Kevin Sullivan's kind of out of his element, but I'll try to keep it as, you know, keep him at the most comfortable, but also make it, you know, what I want at the same time. I don't know, that doesn't really make sense, but whatever. Anyways, next segment. And next segment, my favorite wrestler, Calabunga, defeated Dale Veazey in 15 minutes with a super kick. It's got a wrestling rating of 32, crowd rating of 9, and a segment rating of 36. Calabunga had a performance of 26, where Dale Veazey had a performance of 37. I don't think I signed Veazey. I think he's just kind of, this is the second time here, even though I've signed him as local talent. I think I'm going to sign him. Yeah. And what it is, crowd is still very hot, so let's move on here. And in our next match, we have Alice Snow teaming with Tugboat and versus Brickhouse Brown teaming with Jason Knight. So we have Brickhouse faces Tugboat in a tag match, pairing with Al Snow. I don't know why. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes. I literally went blank here, so sorry. Brickhouse tries to avoid Tugboat during the match, but eventually gets caught in Powerhouse's clutches, leading to Tugboat's team picking up the victory. After the match, Brickhouse cheap shots Tugboat with a low blow, leaving the big man stunned as Brickhouse escapes up the ramp and taunting him. That's right. So, this got a wrestling rating of 24, crowd rating of 11, segment rating of 22. It looks like it says the match dragged in the middle. Yeah, it's probably too long. I'm assuming Tugboat probably could not really go through it. I maybe even Brickhouse, I'm not sure. I'll have to check their staminas. I should have done that beforehand. Crowd rating was still very hot though, so. And then this is here as he's low blows him and taunting him. My words are not coming out, but this got a segment rating of 18. Not very good. These two, I'm gonna keep it going, but they're not doing as well as I was hoping. But it's okay. This got a segment overall rating of 27. I think that was worse. Let's give Shawn Michaels and Vader. We're just gonna I keep forgetting I named him Big Van Vader. I might just change it back to Vader. Point out was a good example. Point out was a good example. I want to, if you can't tell, I want to make Vader a star. And we actually went up to 2. And yeah, if you saw the financials, we're definitely not making money. We're definitely hurting. But that's kind of just the name of the game. Shawn Michaels, why? Sorry, not Shawn Michaels. Scott Hall. Why is it showing me Scott Hall? I did want to sign. I can sign Scott Hall. Why? Why did I shortlist him and not actually go to sign him? What am I doing? Same with Rick Rude. What is going on? Oh, Rick Rude's way too expensive. That's why I didn't do Rick Rude. But Scott Hall I can afford. He's 60. Yeah, so how was that worse? Oh, because we had that 51 match. I feel like overall this should have been a better show. I don't know. Whatever. But anyways, our stories are advancing, and pretty happy with this. We don't have titles. I think we're gonna have to kind of have the titles naturally come up. My plan originally was to do the titles during the Brickhouse and Tugboat feud, but I don't know if that's gonna happen that way. I know Hercules Hernandez has been like overperforming for us. He's still cool, probably just because that last match. But he might be the option. If you are watching, let me know. Maybe you can let me know who of the current talent deserves it. I'm not too sure. Maybe even none of them at the moment. But yeah, I don't really want to throw a title in because I feel like it's kind of unnecessary at the moment. Same with tag titles, all that stuff. We'll get there when we need to eventually. I'm just gonna have to just go and playing things as they go, doing storylines and stuff. So anyways, that's gonna be the episode. Hope you guys enjoy.